Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're unpacking a really fascinating concept: how unlocking your true potential through language can completely change the trajectory of your life. Specifically, we're going to dig into exactly why English gives you power. A lot of us grew up viewing English in this really narrow, kind of stressful way, right? We just thought of it as a school subject. It was all about agonizing over grammar tests, getting a grade, and just checking a box so we could graduate. But we need to fundamentally shift that perspective. We have to ditch that old academic chore mindset and recognize what it truly is: a global language. It's literally the vital connector between you and the rest of the world. So let's jump right into the first big shift: the global connection. Just take a second to consider the scale here. Millions. When you speak English, you instantly become capable of communicating with millions of people. You move totally beyond the isolation of a single geographic community. I mean, think about the sheer reach you gain. Suddenly, you can share your ideas, your totally unique personal story, and your professional skills with a global audience. The absolute most crucial point here is that your voice becomes bigger. By breaking out of the limitations of just one country or one local town, your personal influence expands dramatically. You aren't just talking to your neighborhood anymore. You are officially participating in a worldwide conversation. All right, moving on to our next concept: direct access to knowledge. We are talking about an unbelievable volume of resources here: the world's books, specialized courses, and just this endless ocean of online content. The reality is that the vast majority of the world's absolute best, most valuable information is presented in English. So when you understand the language, you instantly unlock the doors to this massive global library. And guys, this gives you such an incredible competitive advantage. You can finally stop waiting for translation. You learn directly. Think about all the time lost waiting for, say, a crucial business book or a cutting-edge tech tutorial to be translated into your native language. When you know English, you bypass the middleman completely. You absorb the knowledge straight from the source, exactly as the creator intended. Which leads us nicely into the next point: creating better opportunities. We've got to be honest about the stark reality of the modern global economy. International jobs require English. It's just a fact. Whether you want to work for a multinational corporation, collaborate with clients overseas, or tap into the booming global remote workforce, fluency is almost always the primary key required to unlock those career paths. It is the absolute baseline expectation for global opportunity today. And this builds into a really powerful progression. It all starts when you speak English well, which directly leads to having way more choices. And what do more choices actually mean? Well, they mean you gain more control over your life. You aren't stuck relying on whatever limited jobs happen to be in your immediate vicinity. You get to step up and steer your own career and your own future. Now, I get it. When you're first starting out, learning English can feel like staring up at an insurmountable mountain. Feeling shy or being afraid to speak, that is completely normal. The whole learning process can be emotionally intimidating, and the fear of making a mistake in front of people is a super common hurdle. But here is exactly how we conquer that fear. We break it down. Every small step makes you stronger. Every single new word you learn is tangible, real-world progress. You absolutely do not have to be perfect on day one. You are slowly, steadily building your capability, and with every single small step, that intimidation just naturally starts to fade away.
All right, let's look at Section 4, redefining real power.
Society absolutely loves to push these superficial markers of power on us. We're constantly told it's all about money or having a fancy status or an impressive job title. But I want you to contrast that with something much, much deeper. Real power isn't a title on a business card. Real power is having options. It's having the freedom to choose your own path rather than having it dictated to you by your limitations. And this brings us right to a core definition. Real power is having options. It is understanding and being understood. Just think for a second about the profound confidence that comes from walking into a global setting, completely grasping the conversation that's happening around you, and being able to clearly articulate your own thoughts. That right there is true empowerment. So, the next time you sit down to study this language, remember, you are not just memorizing vocabulary. You are actively building your confidence and your personal freedom. You are constructing a future where you have the total autonomy to navigate the world on your own terms. Let's wrap things up with Section 5,
Start your journey today.
Here's the best part. It doesn't take hours of grueling study every single day to make a real difference. A tiny commitment of just 10 minutes of practice a day can bring you significantly closer to a stronger future. Consistency is the secret sauce here. Those daily 10-minute investments compound over time into that massive global voice and those amazing career opportunities we've been talking about. Which leaves us with one final, pretty provocative question. Will you take 10 minutes today for a stronger future? You now know exactly what is waiting for you out there. The global connection, the direct access to unlimited knowledge, the career choices, and the very real power of being understood. The options are out there for the taking. It's time to claim them.